Alrighty everyone, well, game number 4 in this best of 7 series finds us on Automaton LE, spawning here on the right hand side of the map, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's currently down and wants to get on the scoreboard and try to go for the reverse sweep. His name is SpeCial. And his opponent, spawning on the left-hand side of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently up in the series and wants to close out this series and win the grand finals of the WCS spring tournament. Right here and right now, his name is none other than Serral. Alrighty guys, well this tournament and this series in particular has been absolutely incredible between these two players. I mean, just brilliant play. I mean, I gotta say guys, it's been a macro focused series so far, heavily. There's been some twists and turns here and there, little differences in build orders and such, but it's really come down to just straight up fights, straight up micromanagement and just macroing up massive armies going up against each other, and who can really create the most issues for the opponent. And up to this point, it's been all Serral, man. In game number 3, we saw SpeCial had opportunities, and I've seen opportunities from SpeCial throughout this series. You can tell that SpeCial can hang with someone of the likes of Serral. It's just trying to get over, there's certain moments I felt that SpeCial would have been able to obtain victory had he just been a little bit more aggressive on, his counterattacks, or just, trying to be the one dictating the pace of the game. And I think from what I've noticed is that in order to beat Serral, you have to be dictating the pace of the game. You have to make him uncomfortable. And Serral, the way that he's able to win his matchups is a lot of times by playing incredible defense, and that a lot of times will translate to incredible offense. And so it just works for Serral. I mean, and it works for many players, but Serral is a player who does more with less. He'll take a little handful of Zerglings and can do so much damage with it, which is something, a special gift that we have not seen in StarCraft 2, which we have considered to be the strategy game of our time. So Serral, guys, is on his, he is on his mission to be, to solidify himself as the greatest StarCraft 2 pro gamer of all time, and I think that a second BlizzCon would certainly do that. I would have said if he would have won IEM in Katowice, I would say that that would, you'd be getting closer and closer. But if he can win 2 BlizzCons, I would say that this guy is probably the most dominant StarCraft 2 pro gamer ever to play the game, and I cannot wait to see the future of StarCraft 2, the potential for a StarCraft 3. You all will have to let me know what you guys think the potential of a StarCraft 3 is, because it's been a big discussion as far as, within somewhat the community. I feel like it's something that's not as talked about as it should be, but I am excited to continue trying to be part of, one of the people who tries to echo StarCraft 3 into existence. But let's get into the game here, guys, before we start rambling on too long. Looks like Serral's going for that quick third hatchery. We are going to see the proxy starport by SpeCial. It does look like he is going to try to do a little bit of some draw play very early on in the game here. And Serral, of course, just being as good as he is going to sniff this one out. He saw it with the Zerglings. And, Serral is now not very worried. He's going to go into his Baneling nest and kind of going to go back into his normal build. But it's just, this is what Serral does so well. He's so good at the scouting information. I think that's half of his success has come from just being so good and so, knowledgeable of where to look and always looking all throughout the map as to trying to find any kind of scouting information that he possibly can. So, and like I said, one Zergling here, one Zergling there, he is able to just kind of see, if there's any timings throughout the map or any timings that his opponent's trying. It looks like there is going to be Stimpack being researched. We are going to see Serral moving into his lair. at this point as we approach that 5-minute mark. And we're going to see a handful of these Hellions as well as that Reaper, and they're going to start moving across the map here now. A little bit of some drop plate once again in the main base location. Does look like this round is going to end up coming through, and just like that, it looks like SpeCial is trying, and I like this a lot that he's hitting it at multiple angles at once. He really wants to be the one dictating the pace of the game. Does not want to allow Serral to beat him again when it comes to this, but these Zerglings now have gotten into that natural base location, and this is exactly what Serral wanted to do. He is starting to do a little bit of some damage. Oh man, more and more SCVs are going down at the hand of Serral. Man, you do not want to be losing SCVs like that. Oh man, but it does look like he does, SpeCial does have a very, very close friend known as the Mule, and those mules can really mine for a lot of minerals, so that can definitely be helpful, to say the least. So, at this point, guys, we're approaching that 6-minute mark. We are going to see Serral going for the centrifugal hooks upgrade. He's also getting this +1 upgrades out of the evolution chamber for those ground-based units. And on the opposite side of the map, we're seeing, Stimpack, for some reason, I think SpeCial must have canceled Stimpack the first time, and he's now getting it for a second time. But SpeCial, he may be, in the short term here, he's been losing the battles, right? It all started really with that proxy starport just not working out because Serral, of course, he just is that good and was able to kind of sniff that one out. But he's certainly not out of it just yet. We're seeing the Hydralisk Den is going to be the follow-up here for Serral. So we're starting to see kind of what both players are deciding to do as far as the techs of choice. We are going to see combat shield being researched. We're also going to see, double marine production, and then we're also going to start seeing of course, the siege tanks coming out as well. Centrifugal hooks is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds for Serral, which of course is the roly-poly upgrade for the Banelings. Lots of queens around the playing field as well. We're seeing more and more Zerglings being added to the playing field as well. So I think once again, it kind of looks like SpeCial kind of wants to be, the one that's kind of dictating the pace of this game here. He looks like he wants to start, he kind of is a little bit uncertain as to what he wants to do, not really making up his mind, but it looks like he is going to start maybe going in on that 4th base location possibly. Does look like a few of these queens are going to be met by some Hellions as well as some Marines that are starting to move down with a medevac in the sky. We are going to see, of course, that 4th base, that 4th hatchery is going to be finishing up here very shortly. Combat shield does finish. Melee attacks level 1 is now finished as well. Siege tank is going to try to get some vision here, or should, go ahead and siege up. Looks like Serral is thinking about going for the surround here. It's going to be an interesting engagement here because it does look like Serral is planning on maybe trying to get the surround here. He is going to possibly do it. Looks like SpeCial is waiting for him. With that, looks like SpeCial is going to start moving in as his infantry weapons level 1 and infantry armor level 1 are going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds. He is going to go right after, start target firing down that 4th base location here. Is he going to be able to get it? Looks like Serral is going to have to give it up, as he just does not have enough, at least at this point. Now, he does have, of course, a follow-up plan, which was the 5th base, but is now the 4th base. But we have more and more Zerglings are starting to move out, because Serral is trying to do what he can when he's not able to kind of go an eye for an eye. He wants to have a little bit of some of those run-bys. But, man, these Banelings are here. The surround on the siege tank, all of these units are starting to go down. Beautiful pickup here by Serral. Just a little bit of an overextension, maybe a little bit of some, miss micro there by SpeCial could really, could actually now really hurt him in the long run. But that said, we still, SpeCial is not out of this thing. As I've said, he's not out of it just yet. It's not over till it's over. We're approaching that 9.5-minute mark, though. And it's starting, that's the creep spread once again starting to move out. It just is. Serral has a way of really, pushing that creep spread. He is now moving, morphing into a hive. So that's going to be something to kind of keep an eye on. Evolved muscular augments is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds as well for the Hydras. Does look like Serral's waiting for the opportunity to kind of pounce on his opponent once again. We are seeing those +2/+2 upgrades coming in out of those engineering base, but SpeCial's the one who's really trying to do some damage here. He's trying to get as many you know, try to do as much damage as possible here. I like how aggressive he's being right now at this point in the game, as he's trying to hit at multiple angles at once. But Serral has he's kind of got his bases covered, at least at this point. A lot of these C-Chains, a couple of them, have good vision, at least at this point. But it does look like this C-Chain is left to die up near the middle of the map here in the high ground. But this could be a nice position here. It does look like these Marines are going to try to do what they can to start doing a little bit of some damage to that hive, or the hive that is about to morph in. Drilling Claws does finish up. Does look like some Banelings are starting to move across the map here. And it does look like, oh man, the Banelings are moving in. Here they come with the proper engagements. This could be deadly, as they are doing a lot of damage so far. More and more of those SCVs go down, and man, Serral, when he knows he needs to kind of get a little bit of a lead once again, he throws some curveballs in the form of Banelings. And those Banelings, man, they can roll. Kind of looks like a curveball. Not quite, but infantry weapons level 2 is going to be finishing up in less than 10 seconds, as well as ground carapace level 2 here. So both players are trying to stay on par with one another with the upgrade count is concerned. These Marines looks as if they are going to try to possibly get some, you know, get a little bit of some action down near this 5th base location. I think this is actually the newly acquired, actually the old acquired 4th base, but is now the 5th base. Once again, this is pretty much just shut down before it even really gets started, and I like what SpeCial is trying to do. But Serral, man, is just, I mean, he has got that full supply. He's at full supply. He is now going to try to start moving in with more of these units. He's going to try to swallow this army whole. And, man, this looks so scary to go up against. The Banelings are connecting. Adrenal Glands does finish researching. We're going to start seeing those Vipers coming out now. More and more Zerglings coming in. Oh, man, this is scary. Now, we are going to see the Widow Mines, and we haven't seen that this entire series. I'm glad we see some of the Widow Mines coming in. But once again, the Banelings are coming in, and those Banelings look like they're going to not really make up their mind. It does look like they decide to blow up a couple of those supply depots. But we are going to see, of course, the Widow Mines are kind of hanging out. I don't see an observer anywhere around here, but nonetheless, it does look like they're going to try to have that high ground vision, or they're going to try at least to get it. Looks like those Widow Mines are starting to move in here. Blinding Clouds are going to come in as well. Oh, man. It's a hard engagement to take here, because those Widow Mines are going to be a significant issue here. The Widow Mines are doing a lot of damage at this point. But here we go. It does look like Serral is not afraid at this point. He is going to try to take as many of these units as possible. Beautiful micro here, but oh, is there going to be enough? Is there going to be enough here for Serral? Does not look like there is. He is going to start moving out here, as those Widow Mines are going to be able to clean up the rest of this army. Looks like Serral is still in the lead of the supply count, at least, but SpeCial's trying to get his way, kind of clamor his way back in this game, and I love it. I absolutely love it. He's trying to kind of slowly get back in the game. He's not too far that supply. The problem is, if we look down here at this mineral count and that gas even, Serral is way ahead of the mineral count. He is slightly ahead of, or he's kind of about even with the gas. So that's what scares me about what's going on right now. But this is something that could be huge right now. Beautiful play here. Nice move by Serral, though, with all those, with, of course, you know, those drones not taking critical losses there. But the action's happening in the middle of the map once again. Serral is going to try with those Banelings once again to get as many kills as possible. And it looks like Serral's still ahead. He's technically still ahead of that supply count. But man, the fight is near this middle of the map. Is really where it's at. There's just a lot of action happening, as both players are kind of jawing for positioning on one another. The Banelings are just doing so much damage. Oh my god, it looks like Serral has had enough. He is going to start to move in here. Enough is enough. GG is called, and Serral sweeps the series, winning the grand finals, and is your WCS Spring champion. I hope you guys did enjoy this game and this series between Serral and SpeCial. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.